Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 3, Chapter 133. Gull. That worthless coward. That cowering child. Alone and untended, he walks the dead roads. For these gifts, you have deprived yourself of rest and health. These dreams possess no beauty, but rather breathless horror and disgust. And desperate to flee the memory of all he just experienced, he traverses these paths of darkness, unable to compose his mind. You endeavor to seek a few moments of forgetfulness, but it is in vain. Grave worms crawl in the folds of your mind. Cold dew covers your forehead, your teeth chatter, your limbs convulse, as, by the dim and yellow light of a sickly moon, you behold the wretch, that miserable monster, Death. His eyes, if eyes they may be called, are fixed on you. His jaws open, but he mutters inarticulate sounds. Perhaps it is words he speaks, but you do not comprehend them. One hand is stretched out, and it approaches. Death approaches, and Gull flees, like he always does. Down paths covered in bones that are made of bones, and death follows. You cannot outrun it. You cannot hide from it. You cannot escape it. You are being hunted. You are haunted. And Vic, walking the dead roads, becomes briefly lucid, hazily remembers that he is Vic, not Gull, and a truth of the universe is laid bare before him for the rest of his life. Every single time he closes his eyes, he will experience again and anew the terror of death. Not a warm embrace, not a sweet release. Sleep will never again knit up Vic's raveled sleeve of care. It will be no balm to his hurt mind, but rather an endless nightly death, following every day's empty life. My friends, Vic is sitting at 20 points of sanity damage right now.
Oh my God.
But he's still asleep. We'll circle back to him, Johnny. Dabwick is the first to wake on the morning of the 27th of Chthona, day 47 on the boat, mile 538. We're just a couple miles shy of Callus Lake. Dabs has only 2 points of sanity damage. First thing that Dabwick notices, Polly, when they wake, is that someone is screaming. Sitting up on the floor, looking over, it's Vic. He is sound asleep, limp, eyes closed, but screaming. Urgently, percussively, continuously, over and over and over. He's so hoarse, but the screaming is still going. And it is, I don't know if you've ever experienced anybody experiencing night terrors before, but it is so distressing. It's just, it's percussive and aggressive and continuous. Looking across the way, you can see Stasi and Barnabas staring at you with obvious concern and headaches. Katie and Robert, your backup buddies, can confirm to Dabs that this has been going on for over 2 hours now. And at first, the two of you wouldn't be sure if it was safe to even try to wake him, but eventually you'd have to try, and he's exactly as non-responsive as y'all always are when you do the ritual. Folks upstairs have not been able to sleep through this. They will be okay today because it started late enough in the course of the third shift, but if this carries on too long, obviously it will become a real problem for the whole ship. So in these first moments here, it's just Dabs with Stasi and Barnabas as Vic is just screaming.
Knowing that there's nothing that Dabwick can do to comfort at the moment, they just cradle Vic's head in their arms and dab at the sweat on their brow.
Pour a little water down his poor parched throat. Yeah. Dora, is the next to wake. Overcome by the delusion that she actually was the headmistress at a school and that her real life, her true life, has nothing to do with any of this. So she's right now sitting on 5 points of sanity damage. Where exactly is her head at as she comes to hearing the screaming going on?
The screaming is so the antithesis of what she is feeling, which is she remembered. She finally remembered who she used to be. It's so hopeful that it's almost joyous.
Oh, wow. So the serenity and joy of knowledge.
Like her face relaxes for the first time, probably that Dabs has ever seen.
Right.
She was supposed to remember, and she did.
Mission accomplished.
Next mission.
The thing that she's been looking for since she woke up in the basement of Briarstone. Yeah, she's found it.
Found it.
I know who I am. I know what my life was before
Yeah.
it was all taken away from me.
Yeah. I have problems.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just walk back to it. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where is the Maiden's Choir again?
That is in Caliphus, the capital of Ustalav.
And Stasi is from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because the academy where Dora used to be the headmistress
Yes.
is right outside of Caliphus.
Oh,
And she
God.
cannot wait to speak with Stasi about if she knows it, if she's heard of it, if she's heard of her, if she's so excited. But
So like 400 miles behind you now.
yeah,
You're retreating from
unfortunately,
it.
but it's okay because I still have this problem of this name in my that they did this
Yeah.
this thing to me. So I still have to figure out how they switched me with this wizard, from Rushmore. I still have to figure that out. But
What was the name of the school?
the Octurne Academy, it's where they send troubled girls with psychic abilities.
Oh, God. To the place named after the planet that's actually the egg of a great old one. So Dora looks remarkably peaceful as she wakes up there, Dabs, as you're cradling the head.
Wait a
of
minute. Was she just a headmistress, or was she also once a student?
Well, it's coming back in waves, I don't know.
But now that the door's opened,
Anything could
come
now.
back to you.
Yeah.
The road is clear.
Yeah.
The path ahead
The
is
fog
free.
is lifted. It's all
all happening.
exciting.
So, let me throw into roll 20 for you, Katie, the mechanical crunch
Yeah.
of your madness. You're gonna love this shit.
I bet I'm not going to love it.
Yeah, that didn't
I
sound.
bet
That
it's
did
the
not sound
opposite's gonna
convincing.
happen.
Oh, God.
Look at that shit, Katie. Yeah, she's at -2 to every single roll that is based on either wisdom or intelligence.
Nope.
That's all knowledge skills. That is sense motive. That is spellcraft. That is concentration checks for her. Perception. All of it is
Oh,
down.
my goodness.
And let's see. Also, you should know, I don't think she has anything like, you know what, maybe I'll spring this on you when and if it comes up. It's more fun that way, right?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to
great.
try to, now that we've gotten
Make sure it's in a life or death moment.
it
though.
will be, I guarantee.
Yeah.
So now that we've gotten enough of these lesser madnesses sort of taken, I'm gonna keep leaning further back away from telling you which crunch package I'm using, and you all will lead
don't
with
wanna
what you
know.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. So
Love it.
So some of this stuff, like Katie needs to know that this is going to affect all of her stats. But the other thing I will save
Until it pops up.
until it pops up. And then the gripper. He wakes filled with,
I think he wakes up remembering that it was touch and go and it was rough and he almost bought it. But the despair, he's forgotten about the despair.
okay, it's like a nightmare.
Yes.
He's waking up and shaking it off a little bit. At the
Yes.
moment he seems okay, despite his 5 points of sanity damage.
Yes.
Okay.
My God, when you said that Vic has 20,
Yeah.
I about swallowed my heart.
Because you would be.
I would be done.
Yeah.
I'm now the new highest level of
Yes,
of
you
madness.
You are.
I beat your 17 points.
Yeah.
You're at 20.
Congratulations.
Natural 20.
Have at it, friend.
You may have it.
Jesus.
You are winning Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I think, Robert,
Yes.
I've got a thing I can throw into Roll20, but why don't I think it's also more fun if I save it for when it fucks you over
Gotcha.
and you find out for the first time. So
Sure. Bring it.
It would be more fun for me if
just
I saved it.
I will
till it
enjoy
fucked you
myself.
over.
It's better for the show.
This is one of those things where, as we make plans for things, these are just landmines that are going to go off as we try to do
Yeah.
any kind of plan. And it's oh no, that doesn't work.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. All right. So,
And meanwhile, Dabs is going to be herding cats.
but at least in Dora's case, like a very game and willing cat.
Yeah. I'm still on the mission.
Yeah. It doesn't affect your past. Eventually, of course,
Everything is fine.
Vic finally wakes. He stops screaming and he wakes. Johnny, your character is fatigued. Go ahead and turn on that condition, my pal.
Let's see what
It's
fresh
so
hell this
long
happens here.
since we had
Fatigued.
somebody be fatigued since Briarstone.
Let's see what happens with that.
That's a lot of -2s to most things.
Yeah.
You're not going to like it.
Oh, oh gosh.
We're resting
Oh, wow.
today.
It's kind of like the intelligence and wisdom stuff affects most things Katie does. It's going to
no.
affect your Dexy stuff. and-
Oh gosh.
buddy.
Oh man.
Remember when you
Strength,
spent
dex.
all of Act 1 having a disease that
Yeah, it's
fatigued
going to be
you
like
every
that.
day?
It's going to be like that. So, Johnny, I threw at you based on some of what you said when we last played and some of what you said the last time you were describing one of your Jamandor dreams. So he has this experience on these dead roads that, he can remember as much of it as you would like to, but he had this experience of sinking back into this gull place of absolute terror and uselessness and being haunted by death. But how does he feel when he wakes up? How much of this is he remembering?
Wow.
I think he remembers all of it.
Okay.
I think he remembers crouching down, firing Vanity and stuff, having the Gug bite him
Yeah.
and barely surviving, and then the Gug rearing back with one of those awful two-handed arms split at the elbow with the massive claws and coming down and swiping across his head. And then all he sees is the world kind of spinning and stuff. And then the last thing he sees is Dora's face as the face just kind of goes gigantic eyes of
yeah.
oh, what am I seeing now? And then darkness, and then immediately Gull being chased and tormented by this thing as he's running, and he can hear this thing chasing behind him and the sound of his own voice, panting and scrabbling and falling down and crawling and getting back up and looking behind and the thing is right there and he can never get away from
He'll
it, and
never
it's
escape it.
always there. And he wakes up
His head in Dabwick's lap.
and literally, I think he opens his eyes and sees Dabwick. It's
My friend, it's me. It's old Dabs.
He's so hoarse, Johnny. You
and
can
also
barely-
just sweat through everything. Like that feeling if you've ever gone into shock, where you have the flop sweat that you have over your lips, and you feel weak and you can't stand up, and there's literally a puddle around him in the
Of
shape of his
blood
body.
and sweat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe some tears.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Dabwick's tears.
Yeah, hey, Dabs. And he tries to close his eyes, and as he closes his eyes, he can see the thing looking back at him. So he opens his eyes up again.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey,
You're safe.
yeah, no, I'm not safe. I'm not. None of us are safe.
We're
None of
back.
us are- it doesn't matter. It'll follow us wherever we go. It'll follow us wherever we go. I gotta fix something.
You should rest, my friend.
No, I can't. That's I can't do that.
Without rest, you won't be able to do anything else?
I can't do anything. I can't go. The dream is after me. It's cursed. We cursed ourselves. I don't know.
How did we curse ourselves?
We broke it. We broke it.
We
and
broke
now,
the dream.
Yeah, we broke the dreamlands. And now it'll only be healed when we're all dead. That's okay. I don't need to sleep. I don't need to sleep. I can make something so I don't have to sleep. I can do that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay, I got it. And he starts getting himself up and kind of dragging himself. He's like, I gotta get to work.
Careful, friend, careful.
I gotta get to work, okay. And starts moving towards the crafting area and is gonna start trying to figure out something that he could craft, some kind of anything to keep himself awake.
So as he climbs up the ship's ladder and gets up onto the deck, most of the crew is out, standing at open doors, or standing on top of the cabin, or standing back by the rudder, and they're all staring at you with wide eyes and pale faces. They all look a little haunted and dead. They look a little like ghosts to you.
Who's the one that looks like they're looking at me and they look away, but then they can't help themselves but look back?
That's Otha back at the rudder. So she's standing at the rudder. She sees you come up, goes down to her collection of tools and logs and starts kind of making as if, I'm just notating the heading, but she keeps looking back up at you.
What is it?
All the way across the ship. Fully all the way across the ship. Everyone else is now like, I guess I'll just mind my own business and get back to it.
You see it. You see it, don't you?
I see what?
You see death. Death is chasing me.
Well,
You see it. You see it, don't you? I see it in your eyes. You see it.
Vic, I see someone who's seen something really terrible. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
What did you see, mate? What did you see?
Death. I saw my own death. I saw it. It's after all of us. We're cursed. We've broken the dreams, and now we'll never sleep until we die.
So Katzen comes out of the cabin, steps in front of you. Vic, I need you to belay talk like that now. Vic, I need you to listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
I cannot allow you to terrify these good people.
It's not me.
Do I need to confine you below decks?
They're after me. It's chasing me.
All right, well, they're not going to get you down below decks. Do you need to get some of your equipment and take it downstairs?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll help you.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Tell me what we need, Vic.
I need all my tools. I need it.
Right. So Dora can work with Harlar Harlar's pretty familiar with his setup at this point.
Dora thinks Harlar's weird.
Dabs. What the hell? This cannot go on.
We're going to need much rest and recovery, and I think Vic is going to be haunted by nightmares for some time. I fear we might need to come up with some other accommodation, some way to help with the noise.
Oh my.
Wasn't Skywin plagued with night terrors at some point?
Yeah. It was also when she could barely move because of constitution drain.
Right.
So I think her experience was a lot more internal and personal than this very aggressive outward manifestation. Need to rig up some sound baffling? Is that what you're talking about?
We might be able to, if we get him in getting him in the front of the hold. Can we baffle around him?
Grip, you got some time this morning?
Hey.
All right, before your shift, you want to look into that?
Hey, yeah, move some stuff around.
Let me get some stuff down up here, and I'll come down and join you. See what we can pull out of the restock supplies we got from Zur. See if we can find anything to give him a quiet place to scream.
Yeah, whatever you need, I'm here.
All right.
And Vic will need someone to talk to. And probably some magical help as well. I'll be preparing spells for him.
So, Dora will not be able to do counseling while she's on dormant. But
Ever not.
Stasi and Barnabas are there. And the party is sitting on, there are still 2 more restoration scrolls, which if Stasi is able to manage the caster level check, will remove 2d4 points of sanity damage rather than the 1d2 of that lesser restoration does. Similarly, it can only be done once per day, but of course it is a pricey resource that you all will have to make a decision about if you want to spend that.
And can you double up lesser and regular, or is it just 1 restoration per person per day?
The way I parse the wording of this paragraph, I think you could do both. Yes.
Dabs has one prepared already.
Stasi's more than willing to try this if that is what the party wants.
Yeah, what do y'all
As
think?
far as Dora's concerned, this seems desperate.
Yeah.
Like a
So
huge
as Vic
problem.
is getting organized
yes.
downstairs, you can
Yeah.
be talking about this without him.
Yeah, I mean, I think
He's just sort of muttering to himself as
that's
he's
the
going
priority,
about.
definitely. More than either of our 5s, I think, is that 20.
Yeah.
At least, yeah, to try to get him back from the brink of striking terror into the entire crew.
Yeah.
Dabs want to do a lesser restoration before starting their shift?
Yeah.
Is Vic open to that as Vic is getting his equipment set up to craft in the book nook?
My friend, may I interrupt you for a moment?
Yeah. What is it, Dabs?
I was wondering if there's anything I could do to help ease your mind before I go up to my shift. May I take your hand? I have a small spell I'd like to cast on you.
Does it break curses? You break the curse?
It might help.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
See if this makes you feel any better.
He's literally keeping his eyes sort of wide open. Wide open. Yeah. If you think it'll help, I'll try it, yeah.
All right. Lesser restoration. That's 2 points of sanity damage.
And as the magic of the spell washes over Vic, he's no longer suffering the penalties of the fatigued condition. So this probably feels wildly comforting, at least in the moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as he's no longer fatigued, he's like, oh, you did it. Oh, you broke the curse. Dabs. Oh, Dabs, thank you so much. What did you...
You think
How
you
did
can
you do that? Oh, I feel so much better.
I'm so glad you feel better.
Oh, God, I feel so much better.
You think you could work for today?
Yeah, I feel like I got a good night's sleep.
Oh, no.
I could do anything. Oh. Dabs.
This is one where I wish our audience could see the crazed look in Johnny's eyes.
Thank you, Dabs. I owe you one.
My.
I owe you one.
In case, my friend, in case your dreams return, we are hoping to set up a sleeping area for you to dampen some of the noise.
Oh no! You don't need to do that. I'm gonna mix up something so I don't sleep anymore.
So,
Right.
so as Dabs has to hit their shift, that's what
Right.
Grip hears as he's walking in to start setting up the sound baffling. That he's going to fix something up so he doesn't have to sleep anymore.
For fuck's sake. How you feeling there, Vic?
Grip, it's good to see you. I got it figured out. I got it all figured out. Okay.
What?
We broke the dream. We broke the dreamlands, right?
Well,
Our past selves broke the dreamlands.
that's that right.
now-
I'm gonna stop you right there.
No,
I'm gonna stop you right there with that first sentence. Just let's parse your theory
Parse.
a little bit at a time. All
Okay,
right.
all right.
So we,
Yeah.
the 4 of us or 5 of us, depending on what count we're using from what fucking venture,
Yeah.
broke of the Dreamlands.
That's right. That's right.
Now, you and me, we're just a couple of fucks. We can't break the fucking Dreamlands, man.
No, I would think you would be right normally, but we did. Every place.
Look,
think about it. No, think about it.
All right.
Think about it.
All right.
All right. Now, our past selves went to the caravanserai, right? And then when we showed up, what had happened?
What are those words I'm thinking of?
What had happened to it?
There's 2 words I'm trying to think of. Cause
And effect.
That's the one,
Yeah.
right? Cause and effect.
Yeah.
There's another one. It begins with a C. Cause and it means it don't necessarily mean we fucking did it. Is what I'm trying to say.
When we went to the forest, right, in the Enchanted Woods, you were the great hunter. Your great hunter self did the killing blow on the parts, right? And then in turn, the Dreamlands, it broke you too. And then with Dora, everything that she did in that city of all the statues and the womps and the pride that she had in stealing the hat, yeah, it's gunning for her too.
I'm not saying we have not done damage.
I stole the skull.
I know
and
you
then
did.
they took my head.
Yeah, I know you did.
They took my head.
I'm not saying that we don't have marks against us and that we have not done some damage.
Yeah,
But
that's right. We did a lot
we
of
cannot
damage.
break a fucking dimension, you and I. Let me explain one thing to you. Here's what you might have forgot.
Okay.
You and I have walked a similar road recently. We walked that road after dying in the dream,
And
right?
You're making my point for me.
No, I'm not. I'm making my fucking point. Don't tell me whose point I'm making. Your brain ain't right, man. Do you remember back when you thought Dabs was out to kill you?
Yeah,
And you know you weren't right then, right?
absolutely.
If you trust me at all, if you trust me even a little bit, you're not right now. Worse, it's worse than it was before. So, I'm just trying to tell you, trying to make plans to not ever sleep again. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help the Dreamlands. It's not going to help anything. I'm not calling you wrong. I'm just saying, give it a little more time and see if in a day you're still as convinced that we broke it. Or even that, we don't even need to tackle that. We'll say that, we'll put that one on the back burner. If in a couple of fucking days, maybe you feel like, oh, some sleep sounds pretty fucking nice. Let's just not plan on you never sleeping again. Let's take that off the table for today, and then we'll talk about it a day later. How about that?
I wish you were right. But all
Let's see.
all
Let's
signs seem to
see
point-
how it feels tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. We'll see how it feels tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta work on this. I gotta get this mixed up. Thanks.
Oh, it's mixed
Thanks,
up,
brother.
all right. It's
I-
mixed up, all right.
I appreciate you talking to me.
As Vic gets to work, and Grip is surreptitiously working on trying to hang up some baffling around
Yeah.
the place, is Vic actually crafting something?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you know what it is?
Yeah.
Great.
He wants to craft insomnia powder.
What does this do?
This fine white powder is a powerful stimulant that affects the nervous system of any creature that inhales or ingests it, preventing them from sleeping for 24 hours.
So it's Coke.
Insomnia powder is a hell of a drug.
It's under alchemical weapons.
Do you have a craft DC for that?
25.
I've never wanted you to roll lower in my life. The area that I'm putting the baffling around is where he's doing this concocting, correct? Is that right?
Yeah. So all of Dora's stuff has now been moved out of the book nook, and he's setting up camp.
So Grip's mission while he's hanging up this baffling
Yeah.
is he's going to be on the lookout for an opportunity to accidentally knock something off the table or somehow accidentally spill something on that powder. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. And just try to slow him the fuck down.
Try to do like an anti-aid.
Yes. A hinder. I'm going to do a hinder.
Let's have you make a dexterity check. This will be about how nimbly you could do it, how quickly you can catch a moment when his attention is diverted. Come on, buddy, natural 20.
It's a modified 10.
Okay, well that's -2 on. We'll do a -2 on Johnny's check. So craft DC 25. What is the price of a single?
60 gold pieces.
Okay. As Vic starts working on the insomnia powder today, go ahead and remove 15 gold pieces worth of crafting materials from the bag of holding. And then after 8 hours of work, you can give me a craft alchemy check with a -2 hinder penalty from the gripper.
Oh, nice. 37, and I'm going to spend a point of inspiration.
Yep.
Crap.
Is 37 with the penalty? So 35?
Oh, yeah, 35.
Great.
And then I'm going to spend a point of inspiration. That is a 6 on the die, and I'm going to spend my last action point. Because he truly feels like this is life and death.
Perfect.
A 5. And another 5. So plus 11.
At that miraculous rate of crafting, you might actually have a dose done tomorrow. You basically have accomplished 2/3 of the task of creating a dose in a single day, which is out of this world good. During that time, do the rest of you want to use a restoration scroll on Vic? Is that a resource you want to use, or do you want to? Because he's not going to be getting counseling while he's manically crafting down in the thing. Maybe in the afternoon he will. We don't know yet. But during this morning block while he's working, if Stasi wanted to slip in and give him a little more relief.
We all seem to be in agreement.
Okay. All right. And I assume knowing how good that lesser restoration felt to Vic is going to accept this, Johnny?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Great. Katie, give me a caster level check for Stasi. This will be DC 8.
16.
Fantastic. So this is 2d4. You want to roll that up, Katie?
Yeah.
Do it.
4.
All right. Vic is down to 14 by the time we get to the afternoon block. So Dab has finished their work, and Grip has to start working his shift back with Otha at the rudder. And in the morning here, during those hours, you do actually spill out onto Callus Lake. And now Callus Lake is a big lake. It's going to seem a little small on our map and in our passage of it, but only because we spent a month crossing Lake Encarthen, which is ludicrously huge. So if Lake Encarthen is the size of an inland sea, Callus Lake is basically the size of one of the Great Lakes in North America. A little smaller than Lake Ontario. So bigger than you can see across, but it's only going to take a couple of days rather than a few weeks to cross it. Callus Lake is where the 3 separate branches, are you all on the big map there? It's where the 3 separate branches of the Selin River that originate way, way, way up north is where they all meet. They all flow into this one big lake and then carry on to the south as one mighty river. So we are about to leave the river kingdoms behind, and the nation of Galt is up ahead on the eastern shore of the lake and the river. It's another dangerous country, but at least one not so rabidly isolationist. For Galt, kind of sort of picture in your minds revolutionary France meets a fantasy setting. So absolute political chaos, but no real central control. And, far out in the hinterlands where you are, the power struggles of the capital will probably mostly feel far off, But the peasants threw off the yoke of imperial Cheliacs during the Red Revolution, which in our timeline is kind of still going on. There are a dozen different governments rising and falling, often many of them in power at the same time. And there is so there's all these magical guillotines, and there's one that actually has some. Oh, the final, these
The final countdown.
the final blades.
oh.
Bum 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 bum. So we spill out onto Callus Lake, which is where Otha is going to have to do, again, a little bit more open water navigation, because the shore that's closest is still Kyonan for a little while, and Skywind's going to want to get back a little bit more out to the lake. So at this point on this day, Otha is really working hard and focusedly with Grip to start paying careful attention to the position of celestial objects. And as the afternoon works its way towards evening and the sun is setting here in the winter, he's spending many, many hours staring up at the stars. She's not at the point yet where she's ready to turn over headings to you, but she is at the point where she is going to ask you to start doing some of the math yourself, and she'll check your work. But it is a long day spent staring up at the sky, following the position of the sun, following the position of the stars as they come into place, and you're starting to learn the names of all the constellations, tracking the position of the moon, and so forth. What is Dora's afternoon looking like? We'll get a check from you in a little bit.
What was my morning like?
Yeah, what was your morning like?
I think she's got this renewed vigor about teaching Gosa to read.
Uh-huh.
And then she retires to study that Aklo journal.
Uh-huh.
But all of it feels like there's this effervescence to what she's doing now, because this is what she does. She teaches people and she studies.
Oh, she's stepping back into an old familiar.
Yes, it feels perfectly right. And she's fine and doesn't need any help from anyone.
And so she doesn't have her book nook, and she's feeling...
No, but we'll go up on deck.
Yeah, you're actually going to do your
it's all
studying out in the public.
Yeah. She'll talk to Gosa about it while she's doing it, explaining, like it's part of their thing. It's two different things, but like...
But look how different the Aklo language uses. Yeah,
now you can
sentence
appreciate
structure.
this.
Yeah.
Don't you want to learn more? She feels like I'm in my own skin again.
Yeah.
And I want to be around people and sharing this authentic self with them.
Wow. This madness is going to be great for her. So I just ticked off an extra day for you on
She's going to be happy for a little while.
I love
okay?
it. I actually love it. And then I ticked off a day for Barnabas from last. Oh no, I don't think with Vic screaming that Barnabas got a full day of journal studdling. Studdling.
Oh, he's a very adept studdler.
So Vic can't mechanically continue to craft in the afternoon. But he could, of course, continue to craft. What does his afternoon look like, do you think?
So I don't know what it is, but I know that there's like the ring of sustenance. I haven't looked it up, but there has to be something connected to the ring of sustenance, some kind of spell that allows you, that is part of that magic that allows you to only have to sleep like 2 hours a night. He's now going to be looking to try to create a spell that allows him to subsist on the least amount of sleep, or no sleep if that's possible. He's going to attack this problem from both alchemical and spell. He's like full assault, like if I don't sleep, then it can't. Then
Hundreds
I'm okay.
of teenagers on Elm Street have been down this road already. I just want you to know they all failed.
It's going to be great. What could go wrong? So as we near the end of the afternoon shift, Dabwick would be approaching meditation time. Does Dabs have anything special going on in their mind today, or are they contemplating what? Okay, I've been joking. Now Paul's the only adult in the room, and he has to make all the decisions for the party. But I think that has to be weighing on Dabs through the course of the day. I mean, maybe there's hope that Grip is okay, because he actually has seemed to be pretty close to his normal self today. Kind of surprisingly, maybe unnervingly so.
I think we are in a position where we can't go forward. We can't go back into the dreamlands until we have recovered some of this sanity damage. And Vic has been prone to sanity issues since Dabwick first met them.
Yeah.
So I think the sudden recovery is not something that Dabwick trusts.
Yeah.
Especially after being there as Vic was waking. thinking that they need to find a way to lead this group, Dabwick would say, for now, we are on rest. We're in bed rest. And we take our shifts with the ship as we are meant to, and we spend our days trying to recover as much sanity damage as possible.
Got it.
Dora would approach Dabs as the day is
Yeah.
creeping towards their meditation time. I wonder, do you have that scry spell prepared today?
I could have it prepared for this evening.
This might sound a little radical,
Yeah.
but if you would be willing, I wonder if we couldn't use that vial that used to contain powdered silver to scry on anathema.
We could give it a try.
No one can see this, but Rob has fallen. His head is down.
Retreated
His
to
hands
under
are
his
over his
desk.
eyes. He's hiding behind his screen.
Just in case there was any doubt that
having a great
you
time.
weren't the only adult in the room.
Right.
What do you
Right.
think, Dabs? Does it sound like a good idea?
So Dabwick cocks their head. I mean, so Dora's been clearly something's been going on, but it hasn't been understood. She's genuinely been pleasant and seems very much like herself.
Even
I'm
more
more
herself.
myself than ever.
And that, I think, that separation now, it's clearly identifying a separation between anathema and
Well, there's always been.
Dora.
We're just in an odd state at the moment, but I think it might be informative. And there are things I need to know.
I think it might be very helpful for you. I'll be prepared to meet with you later this evening.
So, we're in winter. We're approaching the end of the year here and the end of the second shift as you're heading and approaching towards dinner time. Shit gets real dark out there. And Grip has spent the afternoon staring up at the sky, at the stars. Give me your professional sailor check.
It's a 5.
What happens?
So I think Osa's given him maybe a task of, all right, I'm going to go away for 5 minutes, and when I come back, I want you to point out these 4
Yeah.
constellations
Yeah.
to me. She leaves, and he's down for that assignment, and when she comes back, he's just staring up. And whatever he may have been holding, I don't know, a chart or something, has just fallen to the ground.
Oi, sailor! Now, you've got to treat these tools with respect here. Pick that up there. Put that back
What?
in your giant...
What are they?
I beg your pardon?
The stars. What are they?
Oh, that's a great question. Apparently, now I don't know because I haven't been there and seen it for myself. Apparently, they're giant balls of explosive gas. That's what they say. What do they look like to you? What do you think?
His face just turns into the rictus of a sob. But no sound is coming out at all. And for an uncomfortable amount of time, like 35, 40 seconds, and tears start pouring down his face. And then, even though there was no noise, he was like everything exited him, and he just has this huge intake. They look like a piece of sand. I'm the piece of sand. There's so many of them. All of them who know. They all have something they're sending to us. What am I supposed to do about that?
Well, it's why the charts are... Look, here, look at my logbook. We can write it down, right? We can write it down. Record what you see. Record what you see. It'll make it more solid, right? It'll make it mean something, and you can track it.
How do you spell abyss? That's the right word, isn't it? Abyss. That what you stare into. I'm going to go lay down. And he walks away.
Debwick! I got to give you a heads up!
Ding, 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 ding. Oi!
Your mate is staring into an abyss.
My mate. Grip.
She just points a finger, and you see Grip walking, tears streaming out of his eyes, heading towards the ship's ladder, while everyone else is gathering for dinner.
Oh, my big friend.
You want to bring him some food?
Yeah.
He's just curled up in the fetal position, and he, for right now, is ignoring the food.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dabwick. I think I'd just like to be alone for a spell.
Don't be alone for long, all right? I'm here.
I'm here too, brother.
I'll leave this here for you.
Yeah, all right.
Dabs.
Oi? Yeah?
You got any more of that curse magic? I think maybe Grip could use some. I think he understands about the dream.
Yeah, I think you're right. I need a minute to collect my thoughts. And yeah, I think everyone could use a little bit of help.
I do understand about the dream. I understand it doesn't fucking matter if it's broke or not.
So while Dabwick is organizing their spells and getting ready to cast Scry so Katie's character can scry herself, let's get a limerick, because why not? Let's get this day as weird as possible here. The mood is a little somber and weird, except for Dora, who's in great spirits, as we gather upstairs.
It's almost a new year.
Hey everybody, Stanhope Nixon here.
Hello, Stanhope Nixon.
What? Hey Dora.
I can't wait.
Okay. In the caves was a witch named Jane, who sold off her poisons for gain. She grew mushrooms galore, and we all wanted more. Just a taste might drive you insane.
Bravo.
Well, thank you.
You're really coming along.
That was good. The
Oh.
rhyme scheme was good.
Thank you.
You're getting better.
Oh, thank you.
And then we're gonna scry on Tima.
I can't think of a better way to end this day.
Great use of everybody's time. I love it. I am so into this. So,
But they have an hour.
yeah, the night has totally fallen. You're out on Callus Lake. There's a nice mist forming over the waters, and that the way this spell took shape back out on Lake Uncarthan, it takes place here, where essentially the mists gather as you begin the ritual and then part into a perfect oval shape. And Dora's there with vial in hand to hand to Dabwick.
So you understand that anathema will appear to be just like you.
Well, yes.
Right. Dabwick's palms are sweating.
So let's see. Dabwick has first-hand knowledge. Dabwick has met the subject. In fact, Dabwick knows the subject well.
Dabwick's looking at the subject.
This is amazing.
And possession of garment, body part. I presume you're not going to go so far as to, like, take a lock of her hair, or do you want to?
Would you like me to use a lock of your hair?
No, that won't work.
Oh,
Okay. So, Katie, why don't you have Tima make a will. We'll just use Dora's stats for now. But why don't
Well,
you have?
Tima has higher
Oh yeah.
will
So
saves.
have Tima make a will save at -4. Sorry, -9.
11.
So I don't know yet. I'm about to find out what Dora sees. But of course, what Dabwick sees is the mists over Callous Lake part into this perfect oval shape, and then you are looking in a funhouse mirror down at yourself, looking up as a little glowing like ripple in the air that you can see now, which has materialized above you, looks down and stares at Dora's body. So in the lake is Dora and Dabwick. And what does Dora see?
Well, it didn't work. Obviously. I'm so sorry. We wasted the time.
Maybe you had the vial in your possession for too long, or
Perhaps that's it, yes.
Oh, that's the solution.
that might be it.
Thank you so much for reinforcing this delusion.
It's the best I could do at the moment.
Just trying to keep myself from throwing myself into this water.
I'll have to find another way. She's very clever.
Yes.
I'm sure she anticipated this.
Well, if you need me to prepare a scry again, let me know.
I have another means of communicating with her.
Oh.
I hadn't wanted to, but I will. Thank you.
Oh, very
I
good.
have to be very careful, you understand, because she's working with them.
She is.
I mean, I assume she's the one who contacted them in the first place to protect herself. They found me. It's very complicated, and I just don't have that much information. I was hoping this would give me any insight to how she did it, to why I can understand her so clearly now. But, well, it's a mystery. I love a good mystery. Good night.
Dabwick exhales.
And as Dabwick exhales at the end of their longest day ever, which is saying something.
Longer than Fort Hale course.
That's the end of chapter 133. We will pick up this nonsense next week.
Wow.
Oh.
Thank you all.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. Thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, JH, the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
You know what we're fighting here? We're fighting a couple 2-3 tigers.
Heyo.
Is that a reference to something?
No, it's just, it's like the Chicago 3, but it's a couple 2-3
Okay, yeah,
tigers.
2
A couple
trees.
2-3 tigers over by there.
Oh, tree tigers.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks for taking the time to explain it to
That's
me.
the sign of a good joke.